Oh, hello, friends. So, you can see just behind me the beautiful Arunachal mountain, which is very famous for a lot of which is very famous among lot of spiritual seekers and lot of, I will say, the like scholars, those who are spiritual scholars. So, this place is very, very famous. I'm here past a few days here, and then I will say that this place become very, very famous for the people, those who are seeking deeper aspect within themselves. Raman Maharishi is become more popular because of the Raman Maharishi and that book that he has wrote called Who I Am. This book, because of this book, many people they know this place, and you might have heard this book also. And this book is a dialogue between him, Raman Maharishi, and few disciples, and then they notice it, all these things. And later on it was translated into the Tamil language into English by one of by few people, but the original work was done by the Michael James, who we had some chat with few days ago. He's not here, he lives in Scotland, but through one of our friend we could have this conversation possible. And he has like literally translated from original Tamil into 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 English, and he spent more than 20 years in this place, which is like miracle, like how much dedication he must have. In those days, we live like 50 years ago. In those days, how much difficult this place was, and in those days, he spent here more than 20 years. He spent here just for the just dedicate his entire life for the Raman Maharishi teachings. So when I look at the Raman Maharishi teaching, actually, I discover that his main emphasizes on the self inquiry. So at the age of 16, Raman Maharishi experienced himself in a state of samadhi when he completely lie down because of his he was suffering a lot to his body, and then he lie down and his entire body stopped functioning completely. His lungs, his heart stopped completely functioning, and in that time he realized that he is not the body. This consciousness is this our we are not just the body, and he realizes it. And then what he does throughout the life, after the age of 60, after this experience, he lived with this experience throughout his life. And the Raman Maharishi then later on he shifted at this Arunachala mountain, where he believed this Arunachala was his guru. Arunachala mountain itself is a embodiment of the uh, like Shiva, and he spent throughout his life by worshipping him and like just watching at him and meditating on it. And he spent after throughout the life around this area and meditated in different caves in this area, and whatever valuable teaching he had with this realization, he shared with not just with the people those who were locals, but people from around the world used to come. The seekers from around the world used to come to him, and he used to give them the teachings. But one thing that many people they don't know, when the people they ask him who was his guru, so many of the people they don't understand it, that and which lineage he comes from, this kinds of thing. But Raman Maharishi actually has not formally initiated anybody. Formally he did not initiate anybody. His teachings are and his practices are very similar to the lineage of Avdhoot lineage. Avdhoot word was first time used for the Dattatreya, and Dattatreya in the yogic lineage from around the world, he is known as the first guru, the Adi Guru. Avdhoot, many people they ask then, what is Avdhoot? Avdhoot, which means one who had this realization that he is not the body. Like he is not at all desire. He is not attached to any of the physical desires or any, like any as a any average human being, that we get attached to any kind of external stimulation with any kind of sensual or with the senses stimulation, they go beyond this. Like, so they are known as Avdhut in a very simple form that I am explaining you. But Avdut can you go much more deeper. So Dattatreya, uh, known as the first Avdut, the first guru. And when we say the Adi Yogi, the first yogi is a Shiva. So we must understand that first Adi Guru and the Adi Yogi is the same, but no. Adi Guru is a Dattatreya and Adi Yogi is a Shiva. This Dattatreya is known as the first Avdhut in Avdhut lineage, and this I will say this position or this post was first time given to any human being in the entire human race. The first time this position was given to this Avdhut position was given to was the Dattatreya. And Dattatreya, this Avdhut itself, the meaning is like one who is completely detached from the any materialistic like comfort or any physical desire. And the same thing as we and Dattatreya, if we look at Dattatreya also, he did not made any like any physical human guru. He Dattatreya made like Dattatreya in the Dattatreya story that he made 24 gurus, and all those 24 gurus while like this earth, because how much we give pain to this earth, but this earth, mother earth, she always forgive us. That is something that he learned from this mother earth. He learned from the air that how much the air is always around us, but the air is always detached from all the things. There's a good and bad, there's a bad smell, there is a good smell, there's so many things is happening around the air, but the air is always detached from it. He learned from the water that how the water is always clean, and always I will say that how in whichever like you will keep in whatever form, it will take it that form. If you keep it in a glass, it will take the form of the glass. If you keep it in a pot, it will take the form of the pot. And if you put it in the river, it will become the part of the river. So as the water is, so yogi must also live like that. Then the Dattatreya says that how he when he went to the begging in a village, and he found that the one woman, she was doing some work, and during that work, her bangles was making noise, and one by one, once she removed, when there were two bangles even left, still it was making noise, and the only one bangle was left, then there was no noise. So Dattatreya used to emphasize that the yogi must spend more and more time in a solitude, so that he can learn something from within himself he can learn that the self inquiry he can do with much more deeper. So I will not take all of them name, but this is what the great teaching that I see, that Dattatreya and Raman Maharishi has a lot of similarities in that way. And I want more and more people to, we must do this self inquiry, and we must learn from the great teachers like Dattatreya. Like when we see the Dattatreya itself, like how he living in just a small cloth, and he has four dogs, and they say that the four dogs are the symbols of the four Vedas, like which is the like oldest text in the human race was ever written. And even the Vedas say that we if you speak something that we don't have, that those teaching, we can learn from you. So Dattatreya, they become the dog, and they always move with him. Then Dattatreya has Sankadat rishis. They are the rishis one who lives always 24, like, oh sorry, always they look like a 12-year-old. They never grow from the age of 12. So these rishis, they always live among him, like they are number of three or four. And there is you will see the cows he has, and you will see also he has a three faces. His three faces shows that he is an incarnation of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. This means God: generator, operator, and the destroyer, what he call the god itself, or the solid, liquid, and gas, let's say. So he is beyond this. And all we also say that Patal Loka, the Bhumi Loka, and the sky, which means the heaven, earth, and the water beyond the earth, who is a lord of all the three. So he is himself one who has all this realization. So his three faces also shows that he is a embodiment of the three lords. So as we look at As we look at the Raman Maharishi, how he had only a piece of cloth just to cover his private part of the body, and no material position, like no material obsession or like possessiveness. He was completely detached, like he was not seeking any kind of like comfort in his life, lived very simple life throughout his life. And he was very much, yeah, but the one thing that is very much we need to give attention when we look at the Ramana Maharshi, he was like very much loving to the animals, like the beings around him, not just the human beings, but he has a the same love even for the human being, for the any seeker or for the saints. But he has a same love even for those beings like birds, like pigeons, like a crow, like cows, or the dogs, or even the wild animals like leopard or the tigers. He had the same love for everybody. So he was beyond, any like the physical or the intellectual thing. He could see people beyond. He could see the existence around him beyond this intellect, but much more into divinity way, much more in a divine way. And this is what, when we look at the Dattatreya also had like always, like you will see the animals around him, and he had a like he has so much love for all the like beings around him, because these divine beings, these divine masters, they see something beyond the mind. They are not attached to this physical body. They don't see as a human body with like the physical body, how better you look. It does not matter to them. How smart you are, how intellectual you are, does not matter to them. They only look the purity of your heart, and the purity, much more like deeper aspect of it, because they see us more as a seeker, which means we all are seeking the same essence. You may be born in you may you born in a England, or you born in a in a US, or maybe I born in India, or somebody born in some part of the world, or maybe they are Christians, or maybe they are Hindu, or maybe they are Buddhist, but the essence is the same. We all are seeking the same. And this great masters, they can see us beyond this surface level of the surface level. And that's how their love is very unconditional toward us. And this is what we have to learn. We are so much attached to the external clothes, because somebody wears a certain type of clothes, somebody goes in a temple, somebody in a church, or somebody in a mosque, and we are so much attached to the external reality, but we don't understand the essence of it. And this is what the Raman Maharishi and these great masters want to convey us, that go beyond this surface level. Don't get attached to the external clothes, because somebody is wearing saffron color, somebody is wearing black color, and this, we have to look beyond it. Why we are so much attached to we have not understood the real teaching of these great masters. And this is what this great master time to time came on this earth and want to convey us, want to make us understand. So this is what my message today I felt in a beautiful the front of the Arunachala. This is what we felt today. We are just living close by. So we thought to just come here and uh, let's let's open up for our friends, and let's share this beautiful experience. So I really want you friends, please subscribe our channel, help us to grow and grow together. And write, if you have any questions, please, you can always give me like question. It will also help me to grow, and you also to grow. So you can always like ask, you can email me directly, or you can comment below. And I'm always here, your friend Aditya, to come together and to help you to grow together. Because we both are the seekers. I'm not something very special. We all are the seekers, and we are helping each other to uplift. Thank you. Om.